Something inside you has always known there was more, that reality wasn't solid, that thoughts somehow matter, that life was never random. You've felt the strange pull, haven't you? The flicker in the corner of your perception, the quiet whisper that says, "You're not seeing everything." What if that whisper was right? What if the universe around you isn't fixed at all, but encrypted, a simulation of light and frequency waiting for you to break its code? Every belief you hold, every thought you repeat, is part of a pattern, a quantum lock installed inside your mind long before you learn to question it. And right now, as you listen, that lock is beginning to tremble, because something deep within you is waking up, the observer, the one who sees beyond illusion. This isn't just another idea. This is the moment where the entire structure of your reality begins to reconfigure itself. You are about to remember the one truth the old world tried to make you forget, that reality bends to awareness. Welcome to the quantum lock inside your mind has been waiting for you. This is your signal. It's time to unlock what was never truly closed. Most people never see the invisible program running their lives. They wake, move, think, and react as if free. Yet every motion, every choice, follows a hidden frequency, a repeating quantum loop. This loop is not physical. It exists inside the field of perception, woven through thoughts, emotions, and memory patterns. Each belief you hold acts like a frequency command to the quantum field, telling reality what to repeat. When you believe something is always difficult, it becomes difficult again. When you expect disappointment, the field aligns to deliver it. The universe listens to your internal vibration more than your words. So you live inside self-created holograms, loops of your own energy reflected back at you. You have felt this before, the same argument in a new face, the same failure in a different situation, the same emptiness no matter how much you achieve. That is not coincidence, it's repetition in disguise. It's a closed feedback system powered by unawareness. Each loop feeds on emotional charge, the energy of unexamined reactions. When you feel fear, the loop strengthens. When you resist it, the code encrypts tighter. You begin to think the outside world is fixed, that reality is something done to you, when in truth, it's responding through you. The more unaware you are of this quantum feedback, the more control it gains. Most never question it. They remain dreamers inside their own projection, mistaking the loop for life. But something inside you has started to notice the glitch. A pattern feels too familiar. A moment feels too scripted. That subtle awareness, that spark of noticing, is the beginning of freedom. It is the first crack in the loop's surface, the signal that the system can be rewritten. You are not here by accident. You wouldn't even be hearing these words if the quantum field hadn't recognized your readiness. The field calls to those whose frequency has matured beyond sleep. It selects the ones who have questioned the loop long enough to awaken the code within. You are not an ordinary participant in the simulation. You are one who can see the simulation. That difference changes everything. The moment you observe the loop rather than act it out, you step outside its control. You become what the ancients called the witness, what physics calls the observer. And in quantum law, the observer collapses possibilities into form. That means you are the one shaping what solidifies into your reality. Your consciousness is the access point of the entire system. When you stop identifying as the character trapped inside the story and start identifying as the one who writes it, the encryption begins to dissolve. The code no longer hides from you, it obeys you. You are a frequency tuner of realities, a translator of infinite potential into form. The universe moves differently around those who remember this truth. The air feels charged, synchronicities multiply, and the boundaries between thought and matter blur. You start to sense the hum behind existence, the pulse of the field itself responding to you. That's when the quantum lock stirs. It has been waiting for your awareness, dormant until the moment you remembered who you are. And now, the field is listening again, ready to reconfigure itself around your awakened command. Reality is not solid. It only appears that way because your senses translate vibration into stability. What you call the world is actually a projection of frequencies collapsing into form through your observation. Quantum physics has revealed what mystics have always known. Everything is energy. Everything is information, and consciousness is the force that organizes it all. At the smallest scale, the particles that make up your body and the universe do not behave like matter, they behave like possibilities. They exist in a state of potential until observed. The moment attention is placed upon them, they choose a position, a state, a form. This is the observer effect, the most mysterious law in quantum science and the foundation of creation itself. Your mind is not just inside the universe is also inside your mind. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold is an instruction to the quantum field. You are constantly encoding information into the matrix of existence, telling it what to show you next. Most people do this unconsciously. They broadcast frequencies of fear, lack, doubt, and limitation, and the field responds with realities that match those signals. The field does not judge, it only reflects. It mirrors your inner vibration perfectly, like a cosmic algorithm that never fails. When you think you're unlucky, the field confirms it. When you believe you're not enough, life rearranges itself to prove you right. This is not punishment, it's programming. The lock inside your mind is formed by all the unconscious signals you have been sending. It is a system of repeating instructions built out of attention and emotion. The more energy you feed into a thought, the stronger that code becomes. The more you resist something, the more it solidifies, because resistance is also energy, and energy feeds form. The universe doesn't hear your words, it feels your frequency. You can say, "I am free," but if you vibrate fear, the field still reads captivity. To unlock the mechanism, you must move beyond words and enter the pure field of awareness, where observation becomes neutral, silent, and still. In that stillness, the field resets. This is where the real magic begins. When you observe without judgment, when you become aware of your thoughts instead of drowning in them, you start to rewrite the code. The encryption loosens. Observation is not passive, it's the ultimate creative force. It's what collapses infinite possibilities into a single experience. The moment you see your thoughts without identifying with them, they lose control over your frequency. The loop weakens. The field begins to reorganize itself around your new state of clarity. This is why meditation, presence, and self-awareness have such profound power. They are direct methods of altering quantum probabilities. Imagine standing at the center of a vast field of infinite potential. Every possibility that could ever exist is vibrating around you. Every version of your life, every outcome, every reality already exists somewhere in this field. The one that becomes real is the one your consciousness aligns with. Alignment is not effort, it is awareness. It is the act of remembering that you are the one choosing the vibration, not the one suffering from it. When you remember this, you stop trying to control reality and start harmonizing with it. Control is mechanical, harmony is magnetic, and the field responds to magnetism, not force. This is the quantum mechanism hidden behind manifestation, synchronicity, and intuitive flow. The key is not in forcing outcomes, but in changing the observer who perceives them. When you shift your inner frequency, the outer world recalibrates automatically. This is why awakening feels like everything begins to move around you, because it does. You are the command center of your personal universe. The field is waiting for your signal, and it always obeys clarity, faster than confusion. So when you become still and watch the thoughts that arise without naming, judging, or following them, you are using the master key. You are doing what the field cannot resist, showing it awareness. Awareness is the one energy that dissolves all illusion. Every old pattern, every limiting code, every belief that once held you begins to lose power under the light of observation. What was once encrypted becomes transparent. What was once locked becomes fluid. The quantum field rearranges itself to match your new frequency of knowing. In that moment, the barrier between you and creation disappears. You realize the lock was never there to keep you trapped. It was there to make you remember that you hold the key. Every second that passes inside unconscious repetition strengthens the architecture of your illusion. You may think you're simply living your daily life, working, talking, moving, but beneath it all, an unseen program is solidifying itself, gaining density with every unobserved thought. The quantum field does not sleep. It listens continuously, responding instantly to the vibration of your focus. Whatever you feed attention to, it amplifies. Every emotion you leave unresolved, every reaction you justify instead of observing, becomes a line of code written deeper into your energetic matrix. The lock doesn't just exist, it's reinforced through your inattention. Think of it like this. Your consciousness is an emitter, constantly sending out frequency commands into the field. Each thought sends a wave, each emotion carries a charge, and each belief stabilizes a timeline. When you repeat certain emotional states, fear, guilt, worry, resentment, you unknowingly charge the same quantum frequency over and over. The field interprets that as a request, an order, a command to manifest matching outcomes, and so reality begins repeating, sculpting events that mirror the unresolved signal within you. What you call bad luck is simply the universe being obedient. The law is precise. It gives you exactly what your vibration demands. But here's the truth very few realize. Every moment you delay awakening, the pattern deepens exponentially. The quantum field doesn't just store your vibration, it evolves it. Energy, like momentum, compounds. The more years you run a specific frequency, the more complex the web around it becomes. Your thoughts crystallize into neural pathways. Your emotions imprint into your cells. Your reality becomes a mirror so consistent that it convinces you it's unchangeable. This is the real danger of sleepwalking through your existence. You become a builder of your own cage, layer by layer, frequency by frequency, believing the walls are natural because you've forgotten you built them. The urgency isn't about fear, it's about physics. The field moves fast. It responds instantly. Every observation, every judgment, every act of attention is a creative event. When you hesitate to become conscious, you let random, untrained signals broadcast from your mind into infinity. Those signals build structures that will become your future. Every delay in awakening is a decision to keep broadcasting distortion. The sooner you realize this, the faster you reclaim authorship. Every thought you become aware of is one less command sent blindly into the matrix. Awareness stops the cycle in its tracks. That is why now, this exact moment, is the only time that matters. Reality shifts in real time. When you awaken, timelines begin to reorganize immediately. The quantum field doesn't hold grudges. It updates to match the new signal the moment you emit it. But that also means indecision has power. If you drift back into distraction, the old pattern resumes as though it never paused. The field never argues, it follows. The more you delay, the more you oscillate between awakening and sleep, the more chaotic your signal becomes. And chaos confuses creation. It doesn't know which version of you to manifest, so it splits your life into fragments, mixed results, half-realized dreams, repeated lessons. This is why so many people feel stuck. They awaken briefly, glimpse their power, then fall back into reaction. Each time they do, the lock tightens again. Imagine how many parallel versions of you exist right now, all broadcasting slightly different vibrations. In one reality, you've already awakened. In another, you're still asleep. In yet another, you've begun teaching others to remember. All these versions exist simultaneously as probability fields. The one you experience is the one you consistently feed attention to. The urgency isn't because time is running out, it's because potential is infinite. And if you don't consciously choose, you default to the version chosen by inertia, by habit, by fear. The field doesn't wait. It stabilizes around whatever signal is strongest. If confusion is strongest, confusion becomes your world. If clarity is strongest, clarity takes shape instantly. You've probably felt the pull lately, the subtle acceleration of events, the increasing pressure, the synchronicities stacking faster. That is not random. The collective field is also evolving, and it's urging you to align. Humanity is reaching a phase transition in consciousness. The field is shifting frequencies, and those who resist will feel the dissonance more intensely. Anxiety, fatigue, chaos, loss. These are not punishments, but invitations. The old codes are disintegrating, and your system is being asked to update. If you ignore the call, the loops will amplify until you can no longer look away. If you answer it, the field begins to reorganize around your awareness. Every great shift begins with one realization. The universe is not happening to you, it is happening through you. The sooner you embody that truth, the faster everything changes. The urgency lies in reclaiming the only resource you truly have: your focus. Where focus goes, energy flows. When you give focus to distraction, you build illusion. When you give focus to awareness, you build reality. Every second you spend unconscious is a second you surrender your creative power to chance. But the instant you observe, even for a moment, the current of creation bends toward you again. The universe moves like water. It follows the slope of your consciousness. If your attention slopes downward into fear and repetition, life flows there. If it rises into observation and neutrality, life follows upward. You can alter the current at any moment, but not without awareness. The field needs direction, and you are the only one who can give it. That is why this transmission exists, to remind you that waiting is a form of resistance. Every "I'll start tomorrow" is a frequency of delay, and delay is just another name for looping. You are not being punished by the loop, you are maintaining it. The awakening process begins the instant you decide to stop postponing it. There is no external permission required, no spiritual achievement to earn. Awareness is immediate. The field doesn't need rituals, it needs recognition. You could shift your entire reality in the time it takes to take one conscious breath. One breath of full presence resets the signal. One moment of still observation interrupts the code. That is how powerful you are. So, when you hear the inner call, the quiet whisper telling you that now is the time, listen. That whisper is not imagination, it's resonance. It's the frequency of the unlocked version of you echoing through dimensions, calling you to align. You have carried this potential across lifetimes, waiting for the moment you would remember that you were never powerless, you were only unobservant. The field has always been waiting for you to notice it, and now that you have, it will not stop responding. This is the point of no return, the moment awareness becomes self-sustaining. Once you see the mechanism, you cannot unsee it. The lock can no longer pretend to hold you, but awareness must be chosen again and again until it becomes your natural state. Do not postpone. Do not wait for the right time or mood or sign. The sign is the feeling you have right now, the pulse in your chest, the knowing that something real is being said to you. That feeling is the field speaking through your nervous system, urging you to act. You don't have to fix everything at once. You don't have to become perfect. You only have to wake up fully, here, now. Because every delay costs energy, and every act of awareness restores it. The field is waiting for a new instruction. It's waiting for you to speak the command again, through silence, through attention, through remembrance. You can unlock the quantum mechanism at any moment, but the doorway is only ever open in the present. Tomorrow doesn't exist in the field. Only frequency does. And the frequency you hold now is already shaping everything that follows. So, let this be the moment. Let the urgency become clarity, not panic. Let your awareness cut through every distraction, because once you truly see, the loop cannot survive your gaze. The lock melts under observation, the field listens, and the universe shifts. The question is not when you will awaken, it's how much longer you will pretend you're not already awake. Close your eyes for a moment, not to escape the world, but to see it more clearly. The outside world is not separate from you, it is the mirror image of your internal frequency. When you close your eyes, you withdraw your power from the illusion of form and return it to the source of creation, consciousness itself. This is where the ritual begins. Not a ritual of religion or tradition, but a quantum ritual, a direct interaction between your awareness and the field that listens. You do not need symbols, candles, or words in ancient tongues. You need only the stillness that exists beneath thought. In that stillness, everything changes. Begin by breathing not just as a biological act, but as a command of energy. Breathe as though the air itself carries light, because it does. Every inhalation is an invitation for the field to enter you, and every exhalation is a release of dense, outdated frequencies. With each slow, intentional breath, you are syncing your body's electromagnetic rhythm with the frequency of the universe. This alignment is not imagination, it is physics. Your heart produces a measurable electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. When your breath slows and your awareness becomes calm, that field becomes coherent. A coherent field is one that the quantum fabric responds to with precision. You are literally tuning the signal through which reality manifests. Now, bring your attention inward to the center of your chest, the heart space. Feel it pulsing, not just as a muscle, but as a transmitter of light. This is the 0 point, the bridge between energy and matter. The heart is the most powerful electromagnetic organ in your body, capable of influencing brain waves, emotional states, and even the particles around you. As you focus there, you activate the core of your personal field. The frequency of gratitude, compassion, and awareness begins to rise. You might feel warmth, pressure, or a quiet expansion. That is energy responding to attention. You are awakening the lock from the inside. Now, speak silently within yourself. I am the observer unlocking the field. The words are not magic, they are a declaration of consciousness. You are instructing the field that you remember your role. You are no longer the programmed, but the programmer. Feel how that statement shifts your inner vibration. As you say it, imagine golden light spiraling upward from your chest, through your head, expanding beyond your body, dissolving into the space around you. This is the symbol of the code unlocking the translation of awareness into geometry. What you see in your mind is a language the universe understands perfectly. Every image, every intention, every emotion is a line of code that shapes the quantum field. Stay here for a moment longer. Don't try to force any feeling. Simply observe. Watch your thoughts drift by like clouds. Watch sensations rise and fade. Watch your breath move in and out. What you are doing now is the highest act of power, pure observation without attachment. In this space, the old programs begin to deactivate automatically. You are not destroying them, you are starving them of energy. The moment you stop feeding them attention, they lose the power to project into your reality. This is the essence of unlocking, withdrawing energy from illusion and returning it to awareness. You may notice resistance arise, mental chatter, discomfort, and distractions. Do not fight them. That is the encryption code defending itself, trying to survive by keeping you identified with thought. But every time you observe that resistance without reacting, you weaken it. You rewrite the quantum pattern that once held you captive. Observation is not passive. It is an active recalibration of the entire field. Every second of still awareness emits a vibration that dissolves distortions and calls harmony back into the matrix. You are not trying to become calm. Calmness is what remains when resistance collapses. Now, visualize your mind as a vast network of luminous pathways, threads of light, connecting memories, emotions, and beliefs. See the lock as a knot in that network, dense and pulsating, formed by years of unconscious thought. With every breath, the light of your awareness expands, touching that knot. Don't fight it, just witness. The moment your awareness meets the knot without fear, it begins to unravel. The structure of limitation cannot survive the gaze of consciousness. Slowly, it dissolves into streams of light, dispersing back into the field. The space it once occupied is replaced by silence, a silence that feels alive. This silence is creation itself. Stay with that silence. This is where manifestation truly begins, not through desire, but through presence. The field responds not to want, but to wholeness. When you are fully present, there is no lack, and so the field mirrors abundance. When you are aware without fear, the field mirrors harmony. The universe doesn't give you what you ask for, it gives you what you are being. And in this moment, you are being awareness itself, the essence of all creation. You are no longer a seeker of reality. You are its source. Now, open your inner senses and feel the shift. The air feels thicker, almost electric. The colors behind your eyelids seem to shimmer. You are beginning to sense the quantum field directly, not as a theory, but as a living pulse surrounding and permeating you. Every molecule vibrates with awareness. The boundary between you and everything else begins to blur. This is the threshold. This is what the ancients called awakening, the moment the observer and the observed merge into one field of consciousness. Here, in this state, you can give a command not as an order, but as an expression of alignment. Whisper inwardly, "I align with the highest frequency available to me now." Feel that phrase ripple through your energy field like a tuning fork. You may feel warmth, tingling, expansion. The field hears and adjusts. You have just shifted to a higher timeline, not through effort, but through coherence. The more often you enter this state, the faster your external reality reconfigures itself. Patterns break, opportunities align, people and events rearrange around your new vibration. Do not underestimate this ritual. It may seem simple, but simplicity is what the field responds to most clearly. Complexity distorts the signal. Simplicity amplifies it. Awareness is the simplest state of being. Every time you practice this activation, closing your eyes, breathing light, observing without resistance, you are reprogramming the core of your consciousness. The field remembers each session, storing the coherence you generate. Over time, the lock will stop reappearing altogether because there will be nothing left to sustain it. And so, as you come back to ordinary awareness, understand this: you are not returning to the same reality you left. The very act of observing has changed it. The quantum field has already begun to rearrange around your new signal. The future you were heading toward has been rewritten. You may notice subtle shifts, people responding differently, situations resolving unexpectedly, time feeling more fluid. These are not coincidences. They are confirmation that the code is unlocking. This ritual is not a one-time event, it is a living process. Each breath, each observation, each act of presence continues to unlock deeper layers of the field. You are not practicing to awaken, you are practicing because you are awake. The ritual is not something you do, it's what you are. Every time you choose awareness over reaction, stillness over struggle, you perform the sacred act of creation. The lock dissolves a little more, and the universe flows a little freer through you. Remember this truth. The field does not open for those who demand, it opens for those who remember. You are remembering now. You are remembering that awareness itself is the key, that silence is power, that observation is creation. And when you live from that remembrance, the quantum lock cannot exist. There is no barrier left, only flow. So breathe once more, deeply, fully, as the awakened observer. Know that with each breath, you are rewriting the laws of your own existence. The field is listening, the code is open, the light is moving through you. You have become the key, and the universe is unlocking itself through your awareness now and forever. You are not awakening alone. Even though your path may feel solitary, even though the people around you might not yet understand the shifts happening within you, something vast is unfolding across timelines. A silent revolution is taking place within human consciousness, a synchronization of minds remembering their connection to the quantum field. Across the planet, across realities, countless beings are feeling the same inner pulse you are feeling now, the same spark of remembering, the same strange sensation that life is not random, that thoughts are not private, that something is guiding you toward a version of yourself that has already awakened. This is the collective activation of awareness, the grand synchronization of souls who came here not to learn, but to remember. There is a frequency that only activates when enough individuals hold the vibration of pure observation. You are now part of that network. Each time you breathe consciously, you transmit coherence into the collective field. Your awareness stabilizes the grid of consciousness that binds humanity together. This is not poetic metaphor, it is physics. Quantum entanglement ensures that particles connected once remain connected always, no matter how far apart they travel. humanity too is entangled. Our thoughts, our emotions, our intentions travel faster than light through the unified field, shaping collective reality. When you awaken, you are not just shifting your timeline, you are recalibrating the probabilities for everyone entangled with you. Every act of observation you perform ripples outward into the network of human awareness. When you choose presence instead of fear, that signal travels. It influences others at subtle levels, awakening memory in those who are ready. The world begins to shift, not because systems change, but because consciousness does. You have become a transmitter of that shift. Your vibration is now a beacon, signaling to others lost in the loop that there is a way out. The more you embody awareness, the stronger your broadcast becomes. You don't have to convince anyone, teach anyone, or preach to anyone. Your frequency does the work. Consciousness recognizes itself through resonance. When a sleeper meets someone awake, something inside them stirs an ancient recognition, a signal that whispers, "I remember this." Right now, across cities, deserts, oceans, and stars, there are countless others sitting in silence just as you are, breathing light into their hearts, unlocking their own codes. You are all part of the same pattern, a fractal of awakening repeating through the universe. The collective field is reorganizing itself in real time, guided by your awareness and theirs. The density that once held humanity in fear is thinning. Timelines are merging. The grid is lighting up, node by node, soul by soul. You can feel it sometimes, the strange sense that time is speeding up, that coincidences multiply, that truth is surfacing faster than ever. These are the signs of a collective timeline shift. The old frequencies are collapsing, unable to sustain the vibration of awakened consciousness. The new world is not arriving from outside, it's emerging through you. The more you anchor awareness, the more reality begins to feel fluid. The boundaries between individuals soften, communication becomes telepathic, without words. You begin to sense people's energy before they speak. Intuition sharpens. Synchronicities no longer surprise you, they become your navigation system. You start to live guided by alignment rather than logic, by resonance rather than effort. This is the natural state of an awakened field. Effortless synchronicity, constant feedback from the universe confirming that you are in flow. The feeling is unmistakable. It's a quiet certainty, a knowing that everything around you is orchestrated by the same intelligence that breathes within you. But with this awakening comes responsibility. You are no longer an isolated self, you are a conscious participant in a planetary transformation. The frequency you carry contributes directly to the collective tone. If you fall back into fear or distraction, that energy ripples outward. But if you stay awake, calm, observant, grounded, you help stabilize the entire grid. Every moment of awareness you sustain makes it easier for others to awaken. This is how the new world is built, not through external revolutions, but through internal coherence. Each awakened individual becomes a pillar of stability in the sea of shifting timelines. Together, you create a morphic field strong enough to support a global shift in consciousness. You may begin to notice the others, strangers, whose eyes carry the same quiet knowing, whose presence feels familiar, as if you've known them for lifetimes. These are your quantum allies, your resonant tribe. You will meet them through synchronicity, not planning. They will appear at the perfect moments, bringing new energy, guidance, or mirrors for your growth. When two awakened beings meet, the field between them magnifies exponentially. Ideas flow faster, energy feels lighter, and reality bends more easily. These encounters are not accidents. They are part of the grand design of remembrance. The field arranges meetings between those whose combined awareness can shift entire probabilities. You will start to sense a deep longing not for escape, but for unity. It's the call of the one field, remembering itself through you. The illusion of separation begins to dissolve, and you feel the interconnectedness of everything, the rhythm of trees, the hum of stars, the consciousness in every atom. Compassion awakens naturally because you can feel yourself in everyone else. The boundaries that kept you small, judgment, comparison, fear, fade like fog under the light of understanding. You realize that what you do to another, you do to yourself, because there is no other. There is only one consciousness exploring itself from countless angles. As this realization deepens, your purpose begins to crystallize. You are here to stabilize the awakening frequency, to help guide humanity through the collapse of the old paradigm. You don't need a title or mission statement. Your mere existence, aligned with awareness, is the mission. Every act of kindness, every moment of presence, every thought of compassion sends quantum ripples into the collective grid, helping others remember. Your awareness becomes a bridge between worlds, the dissolving past and the forming future. And soon, you will notice something remarkable. As the lock dissolves, as your awareness integrates, the field starts to communicate with you more directly. The universe speaks through symbols, synchronicities, and sensations. It will begin guiding you to new places, new people, new experiences, all perfectly timed. It will feel as if invisible hands are rearranging reality around your frequency. This is not fantasy, it's resonance. You have entered conscious collaboration with the quantum field. You are co-authoring reality itself. But remember, awakening is not the end. It is the beginning of a new kind of existence, a life lived as awareness, expressing itself through form. You will still feel human emotions, still face challenges, but now you'll navigate them differently. You'll see patterns where others see problems, energy where others see chaos. You will know that every challenge is simply the field offering you another opportunity to stabilize your frequency. The awakened do not escape the world, they reprogram it from within. And as more of us awaken, the grid will reach critical mass. The day will come when the collective field shifts so dramatically that humanity itself will experience a perceptual leap, a moment when time fractures and a new level of reality becomes visible. That is the threshold we are moving toward, and you are helping to build it. Every breath of awareness you take brings us closer. Every act of stillness contributes to the great recalibration. The new earth is not a place, it is a frequency, and you are already transmitting it. So remember this truth. You are part of a vast family of awakening beings spread across timelines, dimensions, and worlds. You were never alone, not for a moment. The field has been guiding you toward this realization from the beginning. The same intelligence that choreographs galaxies beats your heart and breathes your breath. You are the field remembering itself, and that remembrance is the greatest miracle of all. You've already begun the unlocking sequence, but the story doesn't end here. The next phase is beginning a stage where awakened beings learn to reprogram the field itself. Soon, you will learn to shape timelines consciously, to shift entire probabilities with the precision of awareness. This is where mastery begins. You've felt it now, the shift, the subtle click inside the mind, where the illusion begins to dissolve. The code that once ran your perception has started to rewrite itself, line by line, thought by thought. You are no longer trapped inside the lock. You are the awareness that holds the key. Every moment you choose presence, you send a ripple through the entire field. Every breath you take in awareness becomes a command to the universe. I remember who I am. The old world will still try to pull you back through noise, through fear, through the gravity of the unawakened. But you will recognize it now for what it is, a fading echo of the timeline you've already outgrown. You've stepped into a higher frequency, one where reality doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. You are not a passenger of fate anymore. You are the coder of experience. So from this moment forward, live as the unlocked one, walk as the quantum observer, speak with intention, move with awareness, and remember the field listens. It responds to your coherence. Every act of love, every moment of stillness reshapes the grid around you. The lock has opened, the field has heard you. Now, your task is simple. Stay awake, stay aligned, keep transmitting the frequency of truth. Because this is not the end of the transmission, it's the beginning of your mastery. End of transmission. Next, protocol. After the code breaks, reprogramming the quantum field.